Hello, hello, and it's time for another British Guy Reviews American Beer. And today we have a beer from Victory Brewing Company in Pennsylvania, in fact, from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. And it is a can of Hazy IPA, and it is called Brotherly Love. And it comes in at 6% ABV. So if you've watched some of the other reviews on the channel, you will know that I've reviewed a couple of the Victory beers. I did a Pilsner and I did a sour Belgian triple, all bought together. So bought a variety pack of Victory Brewing beers, and this is the Hazy IPA. The sour triple, Sour Monkey, was not my thing. The Pilsner, it was decent. It was a decent German Pilsner. So now I'm curious to know what the Hazy IPA is like. Um, Hazy IPA, obviously a style which really exploded in the last, I guess, in the last 3 or 4 years, and then, I mean, a couple of years ago, you go and sit in a brewery, or you go and sit in a bar, and you just look around, and you'd see everybody has a glass full of what looks like orange juice, and it is a Hazy IPA. So they really, really, really took off. Um, I guess the craze has kind of died down a little bit now. Maybe people just got a bit sick of drinking hazy IPAs. But they're still around, obviously, and they will be around. You know, they're going to be around. Um, I think for me, we got to a stage where hazies were a little bit. People were trying to make them a bit too much like juice because the whole juicy hazy thing. Um, so they all got a bit sweet and a little bit cloying, and kind of went away from what I would, maybe the origins of the style, which was an IPA, which was hazy, but it has fundamentally is an IPA. So curious to know if this Victory Hazy um, is more what I would say, if you can call something a traditional hazy IPA. I am not a fan of those big sweet syrupy, juicy, orange juicy, hazy IPAs. So again, picked up in a variety pack. Probably, I don't know the cost, but you're talking probably about $1.50 a beer, something like that. So can of hazy IPA, 6% ABV, mid price point. Now, someone once told me that the mark of a good hazy IPA was that it would retain its haze um, throughout the kind of transportation and storage process. And what you tend to find is quite a lot of them really settle out in the can. The haze drops out of them. So I'm going to give the can a little bit of a swirl here and get the rest of the beer in. And actually, yes, um, not that the initial pour of the beer was super clear, but that last pour there had quite a lot of sediment in there. So in the glass, the beer, as you would expect, is a hazy amber-colored beer. It's got a fluffy white head on it, quite a nice rocky white head. And I don't know if you can see, there's obviously it's a bit murky, but there's a little bit of carbonation, kind of fine carbonation coming up the glass there. Already I'm getting quite a bit of hop aroma, even though I'm holding the beer um, quite away from myself here. Yeah, I mean the hop aroma is pretty assertive there. It's kind of tropical, so kind of mango, pineapple, kind of peachy, touch of sweetness, a little bit of kind of caramel sweetness there. Altogether, yeah, a solid smelling hazy. Let's dive in. Cheers. The aroma didn't blow my socks off, and I'll say the same about the flavor. It's got a decent character there. The first impression is that kind of tropical hop flavor. Yeah, it's that mango, pineapple, touch of bitterness, not overly bitter. It kind of it does. There is a little bit of kind of lingering bitterness on the tongue and then at the back of the palate, but nothing overly assertive. I get a little bit of an almond flavor off it as well. Um, Now, whether or not that's something that's coming through from one of the hop varieties that's in here, or whether there's a little touch of oxidation in there, maybe. Um, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say that I'm getting that from hops, kind of a kind of a stone fruit peach, kind of peach stone flavor. Got yeah, medium carbonation. Yeah, nice mouthfeel. Not too sweet and syrupy, which I like. Um, Finish is pretty dry on the palate, um, but it's just not jumping at me. You know, um, I think of those kind of heavily late hopped hazy IPAs. Yeah, they don't, like I said, they don't have to be sweet and syrupy, but I do want them to kind of, you know, give me a smack of hops. And this, although it has the flavor profile, it's not just jumping out of the glass at me. It's a pretty standard, middle of the road, almost, you know, it's produced to hit a price point, right? Um, and it does a good job. It's not disagreeable in any way. It's refreshing. It's easy drinking, um, and it gives a good a good example of the style, but nothing that stand out. It's pretty clean. Little touch of sweetness. Yeah, a little bit of kind of um, orange juice character to it. Yeah, it's good. Um, well worth if you like kind of an easy drinking, um, almost sessionable hazy. Yeah, worth getting a few cans and enjoying it out in the garden, um, out in the sunshine. It'll be a nice, refreshing beer. But again, nothing that's gonna, I'm gonna run out and buy again. it kind of reminds me of the German Pils review that I did of the Victory Pils. It's almost like they're looking for that national distribution. They're looking to hit a price point, and the beers, although well done, are just a little bit toned down to kind of hit the flavor profile they need to hit the price point they need to hit. So yeah, a nice, agreeable beer, but nothing that I'm gonna rave about and look for if I was in a bar and there was this alongside the kind of the macro beers. I'd happily drink a pint of this against other hazies out there. Yeah, it's kind of run of the mill. I think you get the idea, right? Yeah, I'm not blown away by it, but it's enjoyable. Out of 5, I'll go 3.5 out of 5, so 3.5 out of 5. Now my scoring system tends to be, if I'm at the 3.25, 3.2, 3.3 mark, that means that's a kind of beer that, yeah, it's okay. It's not completely disagreeable, but I wouldn't necessarily buy it again. If I'm kind of in the 3.5 out of 5, that's it's decent. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but I'd happily drink another. And it's when I get into the kind of 3.7, 3.8 range, that's when I'm getting into the beers that I would be saying, hey, go out and try and find this if you can. When I'm above 4, that's when I'm in the, this is a really good beer and I'm super excited about it and I'm going to look for this beer again. So 3.5 out of 5, just a solid middle of the road hazy IPA. For the money, good purchase, and does the job. So curious to know what you guys think. I've done 3 Victory beers now. I've got one more to go. And like I said, I haven't been super blown away. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Have you tried Brotherly Love? What did you think of it? Have you tried any other Victory beers? Should I be looking for something else other than the kind of beers that I can find in a variety pack in my local Total Wine? Let me know in the comments. Always great to hear what you think. So again, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.